Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a get ready with me, but I really wanted to film this video to talk about a specific product. I didn't even plan to film this today, but I have been trying this new product from Merit for the last few days. This is their new Uniform Tinted Mineral SPF. And this is so good. I have been testing it for a few days now, and I wanted to do a video using this and talking about it because it's so good. It was an instant favorite for me as soon as I tried it. So I thought we could just make a whole get ready with me out of it. And I pulled out some other things I haven't used in videos. And I just figured we could do our makeup together, chat about it. But I really wanted to show you the Merit Uniform because it's so good. But that is today's video. And if you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty content here on my channel. I hope you'll subscribe if you have not already. But let's go ahead and get into the makeup. All right, I just applied a little bit of this Dew Instant Angel because it's been like 2 hours since I've done my skincare and my skin felt a little bit dry. So I did just apply this to my skin, but let's go in with this tinted SPF. So if you haven't heard, this is new from Merit. It's not out yet. I believe it comes out in a few days. I do have an early access link and code for you if you want to order it early that they gave me. And I wanted to share it because this is a great product. I've been testing it and I love this. So this is called the Uniform from Merit Beauty, and it's the Tinted Mineral Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 45. And they sent me 2 shades. This is the one I've been using, which is shade 26. They also sent me shade 22. I'll swatch both of them so you can see, but these do correspond with their Minimalist shades. So if you're not familiar, this is the Minimalist stick from Merit. These SPFs kind of go with certain shades of the Minimalist. Obviously, you don't have to use it with the Minimalist, and you don't have to even go by what they say, but they do kind of give you a guide to which SPF shade to pick based on what Minimalist shade you are. So let me open these up, but these are Mineral SPF. They are zinc oxide 15%. And I had high hopes for this, but honestly, it's even better than I thought. I loved it as soon as I tried it. Okay, so here are the swatches. We have shade 26, which is right here. This is a fantastic shade for me. Just my natural skin tone with no tan, color, nothing. Just my natural skin, shade 26. And then they also sent shade 22, which is obviously on the darker side. I don't know, maybe in the summer I could wear this if I have more color in my skin or if I have a lot of self-tan on or something. But shade 26 is a really great match for my skin. And shade 26 on the box says that it is for if you wear Sandstone or Dune in the Minimalist stick. 22 says it's for shades Oak and Bisque in the Minimalist stick. And I do have shade Sandstone in the Minimalist, and it is a great match for me. So I think the shade recommendations are pretty accurate from them. But y'all, this is such a nice product. My favorite thing about this is the texture. I don't even know how to describe it. It's very thin, very lightweight, but it's also like a thicker texture. It's not like super watery, but it is so beautiful on the skin. It is not super dewy or super matte. It's a very nice natural finish SPF, which to me is pretty hard to find. I feel like a lot of SPFs, tinted or non-tinted, are either really glowy or they're really matte. It's kind of hard to find one that's in between. This one is in between. So I pumped out 2 pumps on my hand. I don't know exactly how much I need to be applying of this to get the full SPF 45. I'm assuming 2 pumps is enough, but let's just go ahead and start applying this. I mean, I hope it comes off on camera. The texture and the finish of this is so nice. It feels very hydrating, but not to the point where it feels oily or like greasy on the skin, which I do find a lot of SPFs can feel kind of greasy. And especially if you're layering makeup on top of it, you know, that's not always ideal. Even if you have dry skin, a lot of times you don't want something that feels heavy or oily on the skin underneath your makeup, you know? So I'm just applying this with the 115 brush from BK Beauty. And you can see, I mean, this is not a foundation. I think it's like a tinted moisturizer. It's more than a tinted SPF to me. To me, it's a tinted moisturizer. I guess nowadays there are skin tints, tinted moisturizers, tinted SPFs. Like, I don't really know what I would call this, but it does give your skin some color. I don't know that I would say it's like a coverage product, but I mean, you can see I have redness in my skin. I have, you know, discoloration. And this does tone it down quite a bit. Okay, so there it is, like blended in on my skin. Obviously, you can still see my skin through it, but it just kind of very slightly evens things out. I'm just taking what's left on the back of my hand and applying it. But honestly, I try a lot of makeup. I try a lot of products in general because obviously I have a YouTube channel about makeup and beauty. I rarely try products that I love immediately, like from the first time that I try it. Usually I have to kind of warm up to products, and you know, it's kind of hard to tell immediately if I'm gonna love something. Okay, I knew from the first time I applied this like 3 days ago, this is gonna be a new like staple for me. For summertime, yeah, this is gonna be something that I reach for constantly. And I feel very confident a lot of you are gonna love this. Okay, so there is about 2 pumps of it applied to my skin. I am absolutely in love with this. And like I said, I don't say I'm in love with a product I tried 3 days ago immediately very often. But this one, I mean, as soon as I put it on my skin and I looked up close in my mirror, I was like, yeah, that looks incredible on my skin. My skin looks hydrated, it has a little bit of color, evened out the tone of my skin a little bit. The shade is great. It's not pilling with things underneath. And I also layered some makeup over the top of it the last 3 days, and it layers well with makeup. The makeup wore well. I think they knocked it out of the park with this one. And I think a lot of you are gonna love it. That's why I wanted to get it up in a video as quickly as possible so you know what I think of it. And I think it's fantastic. So that is the Uniform from Merit. I think one of their best launches they've had like ever, and I'm not exaggerating. I do not have a new color corrector to try, but I need, well, actually before we do color corrector, I'm gonna layer this with the Merit Minimalist stick because that's how I've been wearing it the past few days and I love it. Obviously you can pair it with whatever you want, but I had this product and I figured I might as well use it with this SPF because they're, I'm assuming, made to go together. So we're gonna take this. This is shade Sandstone. And I'm gonna add this to my skin where I want a little bit more coverage because my skin is not perfect. I am 37 weeks pregnant and my skin is, you know, not in its best state right now. But this over the top of this base just kind of glides on and just blends into the skin like butter, I'm telling you. And I'm just gonna blend that in with my same 115 brush from BK Beauty. It's actually taken me a while to figure out which Minimalist shade is the best for my skin tone, and I finally figured it out. Sandstone is it. Like, it is a perfect match for me, for my skin. So if you are one of my shade twins and you are unsure of what shade, Sandstone is a perfect shade for my skin tone. All right, so there it is with the Minimalist in Sandstone over the top. Now I didn't bring any of it under my eyes yet because I'm gonna do color corrector, but if I wasn't gonna do that, I would just take a little bit of this under here as well, because this is kind of like foundation and concealer if you want it to be. But I think these two together are match made in heaven. I'm gonna take some of my Kosas color corrector in the shade Illusion, because if I don't, my discoloration under my eyes will peek through if I just go in with the stick first. And I'm just gonna blend that in. I'm actually gonna show you the little complexion combination I've been doing the last 3 days. There's one more thing that I've been using on top of this to kind of set it in place that I'll get to in a minute. And that's the base that I've been wearing the past few days. Okay, I was gonna use the Minimalist stick over the top of that, but I just realized I never showed you the new shade of Natasha Denona concealer. This, if you aren't familiar, about, I don't know, like a month, maybe closer to 2 months ago, she released some new shades, and this is one of them. This is RN 2.5. So previously she had RN 3 and RN 1, but now there's one that's kind of in between. Because for me, RN 3 works. RN 1 is too light. RN 3 works, but it works better just on my face, not really under my eyes. It's a little bit dark for my under eyes. So this shade in RN 2.5 is like perfect for my under eyes personally, because it's neutral, but it has just a little bit of like a pink undertone, which is great if you have a lot of blue and purple under your eyes like I do. And blending that in with the N14 from BK Beauty. I think she also added one more new shade when she added this one. I think it's a really, really fair shade. I forget what the numbers and the letters are, but I think it was like one of the very, very, very fair shades that was kind of missing. Now, the last thing I've been doing the last few days with this is I actually took the Jane Iredale powder foundation. This is in the shade, I think it's either Radiant or Radiate. I can't ever remember, and you have to like pop it out of here. In fact, do I have something to do that? Yeah, I do. Radiant. Okay, so Radiant is the color that I have in here. And what I have been using it with is actually this, also from Jane Iredale brush. I just grabbed this because I had it sitting here and it was clean a few days ago. And it actually works really well with the powder foundation, but I grabbed some of this. And this is just like a large angled brush. It's pretty dense, so it's pretty good for grabbing the product. And then I just lightly kind of went over my face with this. I mainly did this because I was using a powder bronzer, and I thought this would probably be good to kind of just set everything in place so the bronzer will apply well. And I do have a new, or it's not new actually, it's in my everyday makeup this month, but a bronzer that I've had for a while that I haven't really been giving any love to until now, and I love it. And we'll get to that in just a second. Moving into the bronzer that I was talking about, it's actually this one from MAC, so random, but this is the Sunstruck Radiant Bronzer in Light Rosy. And this is the powder bronzer I put in my everyday makeup drawer for this month. And I really, really like this, especially the color. It has like kind of a beigey, rosy undertone. It's really, really pretty though. And I'm applying it with the Rephr 05 brush. So that's what I have sitting here. But the color is really, really good. If you're around my skin tone, it looks very natural because it has that rosiness to it. So it looks like kind of like a color you would actually get if you got like real sun. It's not an orangey color. I think this also comes in a matte version as well. Actually, I think I actually had one of the matte ones, but it was one of the darker shades. I don't really remember what I thought of that one, but I love this one. All right, I do actually have a few new blushes, of course. I always seem to have a new blush. I have a blush problem, clearly. But this is not a new launch or anything, but it's new to me. This is the Tower 28 Beach Please Tinted Balm in the shade Office Hours. Now, I used to own one of these a while ago. It wasn't this shade, and it was like years ago, but I thought this shade is really pretty. So that's Office Hours. Kind of like a mauve-y rose color, but really, really pretty. So I have that, but I also have this from Westman, which I kind of want to use this. So the Westman lipstick, the new shade in Mimi, when I ordered that, you could order it as a bundle with the blush in Mimi, and I did not own the blush in Mimi, so I ordered the bundle that has the blush, or that had the blush and the lipstick. And I haven't used the blush yet. So there is Mimi. There's Office Hours. Mimi's just a little bit more like beigey, a little bit more muted. This one's a little bit more vibrant, I guess. I'm thinking maybe we should go Mimi from Westman. So I'm gonna use this with, I think, this 109 brush from BK Beauty, and I'm pretty sure I've used this formula over powders before and I haven't had an issue, so it should be fine. Yeah, I don't know how I haven't owned Mimi. I think it's because Mimi and the blush you can only get from the Westman website. You can't get it on Sephora. It's like a exclusive color. So I guess that's how I've never ended up ordering it, but it's very, very pretty. Right up my alley in terms of shades that I like. Really nice, just neutral blush. Happy with that for sure. These are so nice from Westman. If you never tried them, they're beautiful. I mean, honestly, I could put, I'm like, oh, let me add a little bit more. No, Blair, stop, stop. You're gonna look like a blush clown if you keep going. Now I am going to add a little bit of powder blush. This is not new. I just grabbed this because, I don't know, I'm in the mood to use it. This is the Kosas blush in Dreamland, which is one of the baked blushes, because I feel like I want a little bit of a powder blush over the top of that Mimi color. And these Kosas ones are so pretty. They have a little bit of glow, but they aren't like glittery or anything like that. And the pigment level is very like manageable. It's not too much. You can kind of build it up if you want, or you can leave it like pretty natural. So I just added a little bit of Dreamland because I felt like it. And this is a really pretty neutral shade. And then you can always take your foundation brush and go over it if you feel like you went a little bit hard on the blush. That's it for face. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows quickly. I'm not gonna film that because it's just the same thing over and over. And then I'll come back and we'll do like a quick eye look. I have a few things that I pulled out here for something really quick and easy. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, let's move into the eyes. The last few days I've just been putting a little bit of that MAC bronzer on my eyes with the MAC Paint Pot and Painterly, and that's it. But I have a few new things that I haven't used that I figured we could use today. This is another shade in the ILIA Eye Stylus Shadow Stick. So I got one of these in my Sephora haul a few weeks ago. And then this was one of the ones, or this is the one I ordered the last day of the Sephora sale in the shade Flax, which is a matte color. And it's a really nice kind of neutral taupey brown. But I thought we could use this on the eyes today, just as like a one and done kind of shade. And then maybe we'll use a little bit of the MAC bronzer in the crease. But I really like this formula from ILIA. I'm just blending it out a little bit with a 206 brush from BK Beauty. This is basically the brush I use for eye primer, the brush I use for really any like liquid shadow or cream shadow. I really like this color from ILIA. The other one that I bought is one of the shimmer shades. Now I can't think of. It might be called Adorn, maybe. It's kind of like a metallic taupe, but it has some shimmer in it. So I'm just kind of applying that on the lid and then blending it upwards. Yeah, I love that color. It's really pretty. Okay, and then I think I am gonna use a little bit of this MAC bronzer since we used it on our face. So I'm just gonna apply this kind of in the outer corner and then pull it up into the crease. I love doing this. Even if I apply something else on my eyes first, I like to use whatever bronzer I used on my face on my eyes too. I think it, I don't know, it just kind of brings everything together. I'm gonna take that 206 brush that we used with the ILIA stick, and I didn't add any additional product. I'm just using what's already on here and taking that on the lower lash line. I'm gonna do a little bit of liner. I'm gonna try this pencil that Jones Road sent me a little while ago. This is The Best Eye Pencil in the shade brown, and I haven't tried it yet, but it looks like a good like bronzy brown. So that is that. I'm gonna do a little bit of liner with this. I'm just lining the outer half of my upper lash line as usual. And then I'm gonna take a 204 brush from BK Beauty with a little bit of the bronzer on it. And I'm just gonna kind of go over that liner. That liner kind of feels like more of like powder almost, not like a traditional like gel liner or anything. Okay, I switched to a 208 from BK Beauty. That liner didn't smudge super easily. I'm gonna take the 206 again and kind of blend it up a little bit and try to blend out that wing. Yeah, the liner didn't really smudge like I was hoping it would. Yeah, I don't know that I love that liner from Jones Road. It's a little bit hard to use. It's kind of dry feeling too on my eye. Yeah, I don't know about that. Just tried to kind of smudge it, make it look intentional. I was trying to do more of like a classic like little wing, but yeah, that was kind of hard to use. All right, I'm gonna try to use that liner in the waterline. I don't know how well that's gonna work though, because the texture is kind of on the dry side, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna take just a tiny bit of this Moondust. This is in my everyday makeup this month. And I'm just putting a tiny bit of it right in the center of the lid because, I don't know, I just feel like it. Now, let's do some mascara. Do I have oh, I guess I do have a new one. I'm gonna curl my lashes first. And I have a new drugstore mascara that I still haven't tried. I'm gonna do one eye at a time, but this is the L'Oreal Panorama Mascara. This has been out for a while. This was sent to me a long time ago and I just never got around to trying it. This is in Blackest Black, which I don't typically use, but I really want to try this formula. I feel like I've heard good things about this. I'm not sure if this one comes in brown or not. Okay, so far it's pretty separating and lengthening. Oh yeah, that looks really nice actually. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's really nice. And that's just like one pretty light coat, but definitely very separating, very lengthening. I think added maybe a little bit of volume. Wonder if this comes in brown. Okay, finally for lips. Honestly, I don't really have much new in terms of lip products, but I did just remember I do have this that I kind of want to try. I've tried it before, but not in this color. So this is one of the Sashu lip liners. You've probably seen these everywhere, but basically they look crazy. They're a stain. So you line your lips, you leave it for a few minutes, and then it peels off and it leaves behind like a stain. This one is number 4 in Hay-zel, which I think is more of a brown. And this might be kind of risky to do, honestly, in a video, but I kind of want to do it. So I'm not going to talk during this. Told ya, it looks crazy. I actually have tried these before, just not in this color. But basically they just stain your lips and they last a really long time. Okay, I'm going to stop there and let this dry for a second and then we'll peel it off. All right, the packaging actually says you're supposed to wait 10 to 15 minutes to peel this off. I'm not waiting 10 to 15 minutes to peel this off. The last few times I've done it, I definitely did not wait that long. Okay, so once you get it going, it should come off pretty easily. It looks really disgusting though. Like, look at that. Okay, I feel like the bottom is usually easier to get off than the top. I'm just using my nail to try to get it started. And there you go. All right, my memory card filled up. I didn't realize it until I had already finished the entire lip, but I'll just share what I did quickly. So I peeled this off in shade number 4. Then I did take a little bit of like regular lip liner. You don't have to do that. I just did because I had one sitting here. I used this one from RMS. This is in Nighttime Nude. It's one of my favorites. Then I did do a little bit of Westman Mimi, the blush that we use, the cream blush, on my lips. And then over that, of course, you know me, I always do a little bit of gloss, and I used this one from Merit in the shade Biarritz. So that is what I have on my lips. But that is everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed this get ready with me. Honestly, the reason I wanted to do this though was to share this Merit product with you because this is so good. And I know that this is gonna be a summer staple for me. I am trying to figure out what, or if I have some everyday makeup products that I can use maybe when I have the baby in a few weeks. Because I'm still gonna wanna do a little bit of something, I think, on a daily basis. So I'm thinking this is definitely gonna be a product that's like a mom staple for me. But we'll see. But this is great. So far, I'm loving it. I think you guys will too. And paired with the Minimalist stick, so good. This is not sponsored, by the way. They did not ask me to make a video. I just loved it so much when I tried it a few days ago that I wanted to share it. So I will link all the products, and if you want to shop the Merit uniform early, I do have a link that I'll put in the description box, and it may ask you for like a code to get in early, and the code is early. So you can use that to shop early if you want to order it, because I really do think you'll love it. But thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being here. Everything else will also be linked for you in the description and in YouTube shopping. If you do shop through my links, I do make a commission that supports my channel. So thank you so much for that. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and make sure to follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I will see you again very soon. Remember, simply be you. Bye.